The reform of the nafs starts with reflection on one's current state. When a person reflects on their condition, anxiety engulfs them. Who am I, and who could I be? It is known from Islamic history that some companions, upon hearing about the new prophet, would come to him on their own, and after a brief conversation, they would convert to Islam. During these conversations, God's messenger didn't lecture them on philosophy, didn't give moral sermons, nor show miracles. He simply answered the questions of those companions who were troubled by their spiritual state. These companions found the answers they were seeking through the prophet. On the other hand, there were also people to whom the prophet himself came, but they did not open their door because they were content and complacent with their current state. For progress to occur, a person must feel discomfort, sense a deficiency, and feel out of place. To replace internal stagnation with dynamism, we must first realize that stagnation is painful and harmful. We must see the potential for dynamism. A person must uncover and clearly perceive their need for development. Otherwise, any form of progress will become a burden. Even religion can turn into a meaningless suffering for someone who turns to it without true need, like a person drinking water without thirst. A thirsty person will savor the water, while someone not thirsty will feel discomfort. This is why the call of the prophets began with the question, "O human, who are you?" This is not just a casual question, it defines the individual's human quality. Every psychologically healthy person asks themselves this question during adolescence, as they try to understand the world, themselves, and their place in it. This is what fundamentally distinguishes us from animals. For animals, pondering the meaning of life is meaningless. For them, to live and to exist are the same thing. If we examine the expansion of consumerist thinking, we see that its primary aim is to give people artificial contentment. Advertisements everywhere proclaim that to be happy, one must acquire certain material goods. All sublime spiritual needs are confined within the boundaries of materialism. This propaganda is akin to a drug, lulling people with false sensations. People are made to believe that they cannot achieve more than their current state, so they should be content with what they have. As a result, society begins to resemble a flock of sheep. Sheep graze peacefully, unconcerned with what's happening around them. They are content with their condition. Some approach the shepherd to buy, sell, or take them to the slaughterhouse, yet the sheep remain tranquil and content. Their fate does not concern them. This type of comfort is condemned in the Quran. Those who do not expect to meet us, and are pleased and content with the life of this world, and those who are heedless of our signs, their abode will be the fire for what they used to earn. Surah Yunus, verses 7 to 8. So being content with worldly life and settling for it is a crime whose consequence is torment. This isn't just a simple threat, it's a warning of decline. Being content with one's current state isn't just stagnation, it's regression. A person who surrounds themselves with materialism and feels satisfied with it becomes dehumanized and ready for any crime. Such a person loses themselves, suppresses their inner voice, and heads towards torment. To silence their inner voice, a person must wage a long battle against themselves. The soul is magnetically drawn to its creator, and resisting this attraction is not easy. Contemplation is crucial. It is no coincidence that the Quran frequently asks, "Do you not think? Do you not understand?" The Quran condemns those who don't contemplate. We have surely created for hell many jinn and humans. They have hearts with which they do not understand, eyes with which they do not see, and ears with which they do not hear. They are like cattle, rather, they are more astray. It is they who are the heedless. Surah Al-A'raf, verse 179. The Quran creates conditions for thought rather than just providing information. Revelation is not a prosthesis for thought, but its engine. By urging us to think, The Quran aims to elevate us to the pinnacle of humanity. Allah wants to see His servant not as a being without will, but as mature and thoughtful. Herein lies human value. Every person's nature contains a desire for prosperity and a search for happiness. But what is the target of these desires? More about this in the next episode.